Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I know as much as you all that some of our beloved video game franchises have been making less than successful remakes slash sequels to their more popular counterparts. One such franchise that has been loved by many people for many years is Battlefield. I am a huge fan of the Battlefield franchise and have been since being able to drive an entire aircraft carrier or battleship around Wake Island in Battlefield 1942. So, as a fan of the franchise, it saddens me to see what Battlefield has become. In this video, I am going to talk about the top 10 changes I would like to see Battlefield bring to their new game. Number 1. Levolution. I know, like many other Battlefield fans, that Levolution was a huge positive step forward for the franchise when it was debuted at E3 2013. It was something that made me so excited for the release of the game after watching the Shanghai Tower fall while a full match was going on. I believe that one way to see more success in their next game is to bring back Levolution and Levolution it up a notch. Sorry, I couldn't resist. While also allowing full destructible maps from buildings to underground tunnels, I believe that this will allow players to change the game just by destroying a key structure in the game. Number 2. Story mode. I personally like the campaign story modes in both Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Hell, I even like the story mode from Battlefield Hardline because it gave you a decent story and characters to care about. Unfortunately, we haven't had an actual full story mode for quite some time, while we still shell out the now higher $70 per game. Hell, even if the multiplayer wasn't good, we could have had a story mode to tie us over a little. However, that doesn't excuse a shitty launch, but it would have given us something. That was one thing that brought me back to Battlefield 4 when it had a bad launch. Number 3, Portal mode. So there was actually a brand new mode that 2042 did bring that I enjoyed and would like to see it expanded upon in the next game. I like the fact that you could go back to older maps from 1942, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, and even Battlefield 4. And you could change the gameplay of how you wanted with different modes and vehicles from old and new. However, the letdown came when there was no updates and no other maps were added. I would have loved to play Metro in Portal mode. I want this to be added into the next game and also force a rotation or figure something out so players aren't hogging the servers and forcing us to pay for them to just get into a match. Number 4, classes. As we all know and have consistently complained about as a community, don't touch our classes! Literally nobody asked for some stupid ass characters that we don't give a damn about. This is fucking Battlefield, not Call of Duty or any other game that pushes the specialist crap that they try to force down our throats and pay extra money for. Number 5, massive vehicles. Another thing I enjoyed was Battlefield 1's gigantic vehicles that changed the gameplay and gave the losing team a second chance to come back and win the match. I love being able to drive massive trains, built with armor and turrets, or even raining down fire from a blimp from the sky. I would love to see something implemented again, and it needs to include battleships, aircraft carriers, and even submarines that are fully operational, just like how it was in Battlefield 1942. Number 6, expansion packs. Now, this will be a hot take, and it is my own personal opinion, In regards to expansion packs, even though I didn't like the fact that I had to shell out an extra $50 more on top of the game's price tag for the expansion pass that gave you 20 new maps, but to be honest with you, those were a hell of a lot better than what we are getting now. And at least we had a roadmap telling us what was coming and theoretically when it was coming. And they all were, in my opinion, quite good. Honestly, I don't know what I am asking here. I just hate battle passes because they don't really offer anything good unless you pay for it. If we have to pay anyways, I'd rather have the expansions as long as they were flawless and had a lot more content to offer beyond the expansion, i.e. a full story mode, and also weren't forced to buy other crap. Now remember, other games are still doing this, such as Cyberpunk's 2077, and they are charging for it too. And that came out buggy as hell too. Number 7. Eliminate the bots. Just get rid of the bots. Nobody likes having stupid bots on their teams that causes them to lose the game because they either feed the opposing team and gives them more kills, or the opposing team's bots happen to always know where you are at all times. Plus, it is a bad look when you have to fill your game with fake players or bots just to make it look like people are playing your buggy ass game. Number 8. Battle Pass items acquired by playing the game. Now, if they didn't do expansions and stuck with the Battle Pass, they need to give skins, like different uniforms or even customization options for your character, but doesn't affect gameplay as in special abilities or anything of that nature. I am totally down with customizing your character to change the way they look, just not when it gives it an advantage. Now, if the Battle Pass has paid cosmetics, I want there to be an opportunity to earn those same cosmetics just by playing the game and grinding for them, but not to the same predatory nature as Blizzard's Overwatch 2, where if you played for the last 7 months, you can now get only one legendary skin. Number 9. More variety of vehicles. In addition to bigger vehicles, I would like to see an actual variety of different vehicles, not just 2 or 3 in each class, and preferably not ones that will drive up the side of a building. I do like the fact that they are putting more vehicles in 2042 right now. However, it seems like it's a little bit too late when you don't have enough physical players to utilize them, instead of bots crashing every damn helicopter that you might be a gunner on. I would like the variety to start a lot sooner to keep the majority of players coming back. Number 10. Bugs and server issues. Battlefield 4, which I can honestly say ended up becoming my favorite game of the franchise, was shown off at E3 2013. That makes it 10 years since I have been excited for a Battlefield game, and it actually delivered. Not without its own server and bug issues that showed up immediately after its release. Which brings me to my last change we want as fans for the release of the next Battlefield game. We are tired of the constant, buggy, unfinished games that have been releasing from the franchise, and 2042 only left a very bad taste in our mouths after its failed release. We want a game to be completed the right way when it's released, not a year or two down the line. Battlefield 4 was able to pull itself out of the major hole it dug itself after its horrible release because it eventually improved what we loved and made it more exciting and better, whereas 2042 completely changed everything we loved about the game and tossed it in the trash. In conclusion, I believe that all of these changes can definitely improve the next Battlefield game and hopefully restore the faith that fans had in the franchise. I remember a time when it was always Battlefield against Call of Duty, and the fans always argued about which was better, and I was always on the Battlefield team. However, as of late, I have been playing more Call of Duty over the last few years because they had just enough to keep me coming back over and over. I want to be able to trash talk Call of Duty again, jokingly of course. I want Battlefield to be one of the top performing franchises again, and I hope someone over at DICE or EA listens to the fans again. I hope you guys enjoy this little rant slash hopes that I have for the future of Battlefield. If you guys like this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to see future videos. I would like to see your suggestions or lists of stuff you would like to see the franchise improve their games on in the comments section down below. I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.